Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video I would like to make a care and first aid kit for Ravi, for when we are out on the trail and when we are out in the outdoors, long distance hikes, backpacking trips, so that I can make sure that he stays safe out on the trail and that I am able to treat him at the moment that things are going bad and that he needs some extra care. First of all, a little disclaimer. I'm in no means a medical expert, and you always have to rely on your own knowledge, and you always have to let the situation depend on your dog. I'm using the knowledge that I have learned in a first aid course for dogs. I am trying to do a recourse every couple of years to keep my knowledge up to date, to see if things have changed. So always keep that in mind if you are putting together a first aid and care set for your dog, or in any kind of situations that you are going to treat your dog by yourself to any kind of injury he or she has. I will be going through each and every item that has been laying here in front of me. Some things are still in boxes, but obviously I am not going to take the whole box. I'm going to take one or two out and put that in Ravi's bag, so that we always have something together. First thing what's not included is antiseptic wipes, because I have a wound cream that is antiseptic as well, but in case that does not do the job, I always have my own first aid kit as well, and there are always some things that I can take out of that one, for example antiseptic wipes, in case I need them. So the first thing is a thermometer, and that's obviously to make sure that the temperature of your dog is going to be correct. And always make sure that if you are getting a thermometer for your dog, that you are taking one, if it is willing to come out, with a flexible tip. That's a little bit more comfortable for your dog, so that it's able to bend and move around in case that you are going to use it. What you can use as well in addition to this one is something like a Vaseline, or to make it slide a little bit better, or you can spit on it, but that's obviously a little bit less hygienic, but it will be fine to do. But I always recommend something like Vaseline, which I have in my own kit. The second item is a sort of a sleeve that I found at a dog's fair in Germany, and I thought that it was very handy. It looks like a piece of plastic, which it obviously is, but it has a little part here in the bottom where you can put your dog's paw in, and obviously this is way too big for Ravi, but the lady who sold them told me that I can cut them down, because it splits here, that I can cut it all the way down to what's needed for Ravi. I can shorten the sleeves here as well, and what it does is you can put his paw on it whenever it has something like a bandage over it, when you have to bandage his paw and to protect it from water, dirt, stuff like that, so that you can wrap the paw. You can put it in here. This goes around the back of your dog, and you tie it together on top of the harness or at the back of your dog, so then his paws that you have been treating do stay clean and dry until you're reaching a vet. The next item are eye drops, and those are for irritating eyes, when his eyes are red or really tearing. Make sure that if you see any kind of wounds on the eye of your dog, a scratch or something, do not put things like this in there. Always go to see a vet, because that's really important. You obviously do not want your dog to get blind, so always be aware of that, and only use these kind of drops in case there is only some irritation or an infection. Once again, not if there is any damage to the eye itself. Followed by a skin cream. This one is not for open wounds, but it is for itchy spots, in case I had to remove a tick and that is aching a little bit. In case Ravi gets hot spots out on the trail, then this is good to use. So you do not have to use it on open wounds. It does not work on that one, so do not use it on that. It will irritate the dog. But for just some scratches, things like that, this one is really good to have. And obviously one super important item that doesn't need any further instructions is a set of tick removers. I'm preferring to use these ones. I started using these a couple of years ago, and those are not the little tongs that you can use, but these these ones are, you put them around the tick, you twist it and you pull it out. I absolutely prefer these over the little tongs. I do not use those anymore. This one you can easily clip to a pack as well, if you would like to, but I just put them in Ravi's first aid kit. The following item is a Culo Clean, and that's a bidet. Yes, you already saw that in my New Year New Gear video. I am using a bidet for Ravi. It's not for me to use, but it is in case Ravi's paws or fur is absolutely soaked in mud or anything, and we would like to enter a restaurant. We have to go into our tent just to keep him a little bit more clean. And you just push this on top of a water bottle, then you squeeze into it, and this little hole here will squirt some water out. So it's a sort of a little hand shower, so to say. So I think this will really come in handy, because white dogs, small dogs, they get dirty really quickly, especially in this time of year. And this is a wound cream that is suitable for open wounds. It's based on honey, and it's an antibacterial gel which cleanses the wounds and helps prevent the healing. So, or prevent the healing, helps improve the healing, I must say. It's a little tube. So this one you can use in case your dog has some really open wounds. Always make sure that you are using a cream that is suitable for that one. And if your dog doesn't have an open wound, use something that's suitable for that. But this one is really helpful also for bigger wounds. It can be used on open wounds, like I said. So yeah, this one is really good to have. In this little pocket here is some medication, and always be aware that if you are using any form of medication, that it is suitable for dogs, because not every medication that is suitable for us is suitable for them, and you can do a lot of damage to your dog if you are using the inappropriate medication. So if you're ever going to start any medication, always ask your vet if it is approved for dogs or not, and in what kind of dosage. These are 10 tablets of anti-diarrhea. That I always would like to have by hand, because you never know when your dog is getting stuck with diarrhea, and then you are able to help them out very quickly. This one is suitable for dogs. With this one you have to be a little bit, Ravi, shoo shoo, a little bit less careful, because they are made for dogs. But for example, when you're using antihistamine, painkillers, stuff like that, always be aware and make sure that they are suitable to use on dogs. And the second medication that's going in Ravi's bag are a few of these ones. This is called Tril. It's completely natural, and this works against fatigue, muscle aches, stuff like that. So if your dog isn't feeling really well out on the trail, then this one is really good to give. It works quite quickly. You can give it 3 times a day. So yeah, this is all on natural base, like I said, so really safe to give to your dog. It is made for dogs, so it didn't need a lot of talking to my vet about it. We know that this is good. We also used it for Max when she was struggling with her joints. So yeah, always good to have something like this. It's not a real painkiller, but it comforts them a little bit out on the trail when they are not feeling 100% well. Then we are moving forward to Paw Balm. I have a little jar here that I found at the dog's fair as well. It's totally natural. It only has shea butter, beeswax, coconut oil, olive oil and vitamin E. It is a little screwed up jar. And that's always good to have, to give some extra care to your dog's paws at the end of a long hike, or when you are hiking in the snow, when it is summer and the ground is getting a little bit hotter. You have to hike on paved roads. Always be aware, do not hike on paved road for a long time when they are too hot. But when you have to cross them, for example, this is always good to have, because it calms the paws a little bit down and it gives them a protective layer, which they also do in case of ice or snow. Followed up by any kind of cotton strap. Make sure that this one has not any stretch on it, because you are using it to tie around the muzzle of your dog, around the nose, so to say. So it functions like a sort of a muzzle. And why would you like to use this one? No matter how cute your dog is, no matter how cuddly your dog is, whenever they are in pain, they can bite. Always be aware of that. So it's good to have this on hand. This is just a piece that I cut off an old t-shirt that I'm not wearing anymore. So always make sure that you have this one. And why not stretch? Because when you are having stretch fabric, they are still able to open their mouth and they can still bite you. So always make sure something like a cotton strip out of safety. What can also come in handy if your dog is getting feared of anything, is getting restless because of the pain, you can give bug rescue drops. And they are easy to give. You give them directly into their mouth or onto a treat. And this is just to calm them down in case they have any panicful kind of situation. Like I said, dogs can react in an unexpected way when they are in pain. But you can also give this to your dog, for example, when they are struggling a bit to settle down in camp, to get used to camp noises, everything around them. So this is always good to calm your dog down a little bit in case it is needed, but do not force it, and do not use it to force your dog to go under on the trail with you, because he or she always has to do that voluntarily and never has to be forced. So this is only to be used in situations of really pain, of discomfort. Then we are going to a little bag of wet wipes. Those always come in handy to clean in case they have diarrhea, clean some paws, clean their nose, whenever they stuck it in something stinky. Always good to have. It doesn't need any further explanations, I think. The next two items are actually going together. Those are the gauzes and bandage. In case your dog has a wound, you can use a combination of these two to make sure that it's all wrapped around it. And when you have done that, you can use something like this. I will take this out of the plastic. It's adhesive and it sticks to itself, so you can wrap it over the bandage in case it's needed to also keep it a little bit more clean. And then it's good to use in combination with this one, because this will not keep it dry. Then this one comes in handy, but just to keep it clean until you reach a vet, this one really comes in handy. Well, little guy here joined me again, curious on what I'm preparing today. So this is everything I'm going to put in Ravi's first aid and care set. Always make sure that if you are preparing a kit like this for your dog, keep in mind that this is only really first aid. It is enough to make sure that you can treat your dog out on the trail or out in the outdoors to be able to reach a vet. So never use this instead of a vet. Well, you must be a vet by yourself, but then you know what to do. So always be aware of that. This is only for first aid, and then you always have to visit a vet in most cases of real injury, allergic situations, stuff like that, poison, the things that your dog have eaten. So always be aware of that. And of course, minor bruises, little scratches, you can take care of by yourself, but make sure that you are capable enough of making that decision of what's necessary and what's not necessary. Well, I'm going to put everything together in Ravi's little bag, the one I've got from Hilltop Bags. Do you like it, buddy? I'm going to take those separate because otherwise it will be very full, but these are always handy to have in the front pocket of your backpack or in your fanny pack or anything, so you do not always have to take this set out. So let's put everything in here. And here we have everything together in a nice little package for Ravi's first aid and care set for out in the outdoors. So little recap, this is absolutely just for first aid. Make sure that you have the knowledge to treat your dog well on little injuries and little scratches, bruises, stuff like that. And always make sure that you have a number of the nearest vet nearby, that you can give them a call in case you do not know how to act in a specific situation, or you do not know what to do. I hope that this video was helpful to you, that it could give you an idea of what you can take for your dog out in the outdoors. Always adjust it to your dog if necessary, and then you will be able and you can stay safe for your own feeling that you can treat your dog well out in the outdoors. If you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell. And then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We will catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.